तो क़ाला रसूलुल्लाह सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वआलैहि सयुदफिनु फी अर्ज़ि तूस बिज़अतुन मिन्नी सलावात। We have gathered on the auspicious birth anniversary of our 8th Imam, Imam Ali ibn Musa al-Rida. First of all, we want to congratulate the Imam of our time, and then all Mu'mineen and Mu'minat. Our gatherings on the birth anniversaries and the martyrdom anniversaries is a chance for us to look back at the lives of the Imams. It's not a birthday like we would have a birthday for your own child or something. It's just an opportunity for us to look at their lives and learn from them. I recited a hadith of the Prophet, peace be upon him, who said that very soon a part of me, bid'atun minni, will be buried in a place called Tus. Now one scholar, he said he read 3,000 books, and he found that just for 3 personalities, Rasulullah has said such. Now bear in mind that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa alayhi Muhammad.
Apparently he left 11th year of Hijrah. And Imam's martyrdom is on 203rd year of Hijrah. But Rasulullah, well before, is saying. So 3 persons, 3 personalities. One we all know is Lady Fatima Zahra. And Fatima Bizzatun Minni. And whoever harms her, hurts her, has hurt me. Second person is Mawla Ali himself. That Rasulullah said that Ali is a part of me, Ali is from my flesh. So whoever fights with him has fought me, and whoever supports him has supported me. Now this third person who's born, obviously all of the Aima, all of our Imams are Yabna Rasulullah, they are from the Prophet. But how come he skipped from the first Imam right to the 8th Imam? We'll have a look at this. Before we go into this, I'll tell you some dreams that some ulama have and some connections of Imam Rida alayhi salam. Especially with Rasulullah. One person, his name is Ibn Habib. He narrates that he was on the way to Tus, from Qum to Tus, this guy lived, and he said, I had a dream. It's very important, his dream, to see the connection between Imam Raza and Rasulullah. He said, I had a dream, and in the dream, someone came and he told me that Rasulullah is in the mosque. So he said, in my dream, I go to see Rasulullah. I see that Rasulullah is sitting, relying on a pillar, and he's sitting on a peculiar sort of carpet. And in front of him, there is a plate made of date leaves, and some dates are on the plate. So he says that when I came near Rasulullah, he called me. He said, come here. And he gave me with his hand some dates. So he said, I took the dates and I counted them. And the dates were 18. No, he said, I woke up. And then I started thinking, what's the interpretation of this dream of mine? So he said, I came to the conclusion that 18 dates mean that I have 18 years to live. Then he goes, after 20 days, one of my friend, he comes to me and he says, Imam Raza has came and he is present in the mosque. He goes, I go to the mosque and I see by the exact same pillar, on the exact same carpet, with a plate of dates in front of him, Imam Raza alayhi salam is sitting.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
Imam Raza alayhi salam is talking to people. And when Imam sees me, he calls me and he grabs some dates and he gives me the dates. He says, when I count the dates, they are 18. And he said, I said to Imam Raza, Yabna Rasulullah, Zidni, give me some more. And you would hear Imam Raza's reply. He said, if Rasulullah would have given you more, then Raza would have given you some more also.
Salli ala
There are many similarities, but another one. Imam Raza alayhi salam did not have a child till he was 46. He didn't have a son. And just like Rasulullah, that people used to call Rasulullah Abtar, that his name will finish. When the seventh Imam passed away, some people, as we know that the seventh Imam spent the last 14 years of his life in prison. So what actually happened, the Wukala, his agents, they had the khums money. And obviously once one Imam leaves, the second Imam automatically should be paid the khums money. Now some of them had up to 70,000 gold coins. Many of them, different amount of money. So what they done is, once after the martyrdom of the seventh Imam, they refused to accept the imamate of the eighth Imam. This made up stories. He's going to the skies like Jesus. Or like Hazrat Musa, he will come back. The real reason was they didn't want to give the money. So these people, the Waqafiyya, the sect that was created, Waqaf means to stop. They were saying to the Shias that, look, he has no son. So how could he be Imam? Because this Imamat on our belief is till the day of judgment. So he is Abtar. So he has no son. So when he has no son, how could he be Imam? So Imam faced this difficulty just like Rasulullah. At the age of 47, he was blessed with this son, Imam Jawad alayhi salam.
Allahumma salli ala Muhammad.
But still, Imam Raza alayhi salam was, one of his titles is Najibul Arab. He was a handsome man. While Imam Jawad was slightly dark-skinned. So it's very sorry, our Imams are Mazloom in many ways. Sometimes think that I shouldn't talk about this, but this happened. That the Shias themselves said that he's not your son. And they actually, like nowadays we have facial recognition, all these different sorts of things. At those times they called for experts, facial recognition experts. Not just face, just for the body, even their feet. By looking at them, they would tell if this person is the son and this person is the father. They would do that. And actually at that time, the Mazlumiyat of the 8th Imam, that even Shias were involved in this, and experts were called, and they seen Imam Jawad, Imam Raza was kept aside, he was out of the city, and then when Imam Raza was shown to them, the experts said that this child's father is no other than Imam Raza. So different problems that the Imams faced. Now we know this Imam, one of his title is Kareem-e Ahle Bayt. He is Kareem. I mentioned in the Majlis yesterday, but some of you went there, so I'll mention it quickly and go on to the next part. That Imam Raza's shrine, our Imams are they're the ones that will intercede on our behalf in this world and in the next. So just for examples, that when the construction of his shrine took place, the chief constructor was Sheikh Bahai, who was a great Shia scholar and who also happened to be a great architect, and he designed everything. But he told we had to go somewhere, so he told the foreman that don't put the main gate from where you enter the Zari, towards the Zari, where you enter. He said, don't put that gate, wait for me to come back. And Sheikh Bahai, he went away, and instead of coming back within 2 months, he came back after 4 months. Now when he comes back, he sees the gate is on, he sees people are coming for ziyarat, and he goes to the foreman. The foreman takes him to other people, and they are up near the custodian. And when they ask the custodian, why did you go ahead? The custodian says that, what could I have done? Repeatedly, Imam Raza alayhi salam, he came in my dream, and he said, put the gate on, and I don't need Sheikh Bahai's letter on my gate. Now when Sheikh Bahai, he hears this, he runs. He cries out, Ya Sattar, Ya Sattar al-Uyub. Oh, the one who hides other people's sins. He's crying, and when he calms down, he's asked that what happened. He said that, obviously he's a very learned scholar, he said, I had a taweez that I want to put on before at the entrance, so no sinner would cross the store. I want you to put that taweez on the entrance, so no sinner could go past. While Imam Raza, he said the sinner should come, so we would cleanse him. Many examples of this pilgrimage that people take. Now, another thing, as we know, great scholar Sheikh Marashi Najifi, he said, another great scholar, Ayatollah Hairi Yazdi, he passed away. Because he passed away, and we have Salatul Bashat, first night of the grave. He says, I performed that, and I read Surah Yasin for him, and a couple of days passed. He said, after a couple of days, I seen Ayatollah Hairi in my dream, and he was fine. I could tell that he was in heaven, he's okay. So I asked Ayatollah Hairi that how was death? Ayatollah Hairi, a great scholar, he said, I didn't even feel anything, and my soul left my body. I didn't feel the pain, as we know that it is a very difficult time for everyone. But he said, when I was put in the grave, and my soul, our real being is the soul, looked at my body, I started screaming, and I could hear voices, and it was a very difficult time for me. Then suddenly I seen 2 men who were like black fire, and they were talking and discussing about me, and they were coming closer to the grave. He said, I started screaming, he was frightened. And then suddenly he says, from behind me, the light started coming. And when this light came, he said, those 2 men of black fire, they went away. Now when I looked, he said, it was a man of light that had came to my grave. And I asked this light, I said, O Agha, O man, who are you? The man asked me, he said, are you okay now? Are you scared? He goes, no, before you came, I was scared. But since you've came, I'm not scared anymore. O Agha, who are you? And the light replied that I am Ali ibn Musa His mom said, O Hairi, while you were alive, 38 times you came for my pilgrimage. this is my first time, I will come another 37 times to you. A lot of people say, why keep going to pilgrimage? Even Hajj, even Umrah, no. A good deed is a good deed. People say, oh, you can help someone else. Yes, help someone else. But don't leave the pilgrimage. That has his own bounties for you. Now one might say, oh, this was a great scholar, and Imam Raza was going to come. No. Such is not the case. There's another narration in Manaqib-e Ahl Bayt, Ali Muhammad, Manaqib-e Ali Muhammad, that there were two brothers. They lived in a city. One brother was very religious. The other brother was not so religious, and he was wicked in a way. He liked annoying people a lot. So this caravan, in the olden days, used to travel together in a caravan. That's how people used to travel. Now this brother, who was not so religious, he said, I'll also go for pilgrimage. But the people of the caravan and his brother himself says, no, you're going to be annoying all the way. He said, no, I'm coming. So although the caravan didn't want him to go, he still, followed them. And like, old habits die hard, he was still annoying for the people. He was annoying. But he fell ill. And when he fell ill, he died. Now his brother, he gave him ghusl, put kafan on him, and they went that far from Mashhad al-Muqaddas. So what he did, he says, instead of burying him here, I'll take him to Mashhad, circle the zari, and then I'll bury him. So that's exactly what he done. Now after a few nights, his brother comes in his dream, and he's in heaven. But this man is not religious at all. By the way, don't think by this that you don't have to be religious. Yes, you have to be religious, do good deeds. Because the Aimma have said that don't rely on one thing. You do your amal and have the love of Ahlul Bayt, and they both are intertwined. It's just that you leave one and you do the other deliberately. So this brother is in heaven. So his brother says that, how come you, a wicked person, you are in heaven? How is it possible? He said, oh brother, see, from the moment I died, I was in pain. There was fire. I was getting beaten up with fire. When you were pouring the water on me, when I died, it was as you were throwing fire on me. Even the kafan was like fire around me. And it was fire all the way till I entered the zari of Imam Raza alayhi salam. When I entered the shrine, Imam Raza was sitting in his shrine, and Hazrat Khizr alayhi salam, he was also there for pilgrimage. And while you were taking me round, Hazrat Khizr said to me that this respite of no punishment is only till you're in the haram. Once you leave the haram, you're back to the punishment. So he said, what should I do? Hazrat Khizr said, ask Imam Raza to intercede on your behalf. He said, you took me on the first circle. I called Imam Raza, that Imam Raza intercede for me. Imam Raza did not look at me. He said, when you went round the second time, Hazrat Khizr says, invoke, ask the Imam for intercession. He said, but the Imam does not look at me. How can I ask him for intercession? Then Hazrat Khizr said to him, that ask him on behalf of Lady Fatima Zahra. He says, as soon as I called with the lady's name, Imam Raza said, I did not want to intercede. But you have asked in the name of my grandmother. For that reason, he raised his hands and Allah interceded. The Aimma have said that when you have difficulty, you ask us for help. But when we Aimma have difficulty, we ask Lady Zahra for help. Besides Allah.
Allah. بر محمد و آل محمد بلندتر صلوات محمد و آل
The eighth Imam is a very great personality, and he changed. Imam is the Imam, no doubt about it, but because he was made crown prince, he changed the perception of people regarding Imam. One of the major reasons you can see is that from the third Imam till the eighth, they're all being martyred in their 50s, 57, 55. Imam Jafar Sadiq alayhi salam, he had reached 60.
اللهم صل على
But the rest
محمد
are in their
وآل
50s. Imam
محمد
himself lived for 55 years. But after the Imamat of the 8th Imam, Imam Jawad 25, 41, 27. Why? Because the Ma'mun who thought that by making him crown prince, I'll get a chance to show the people that they're greedy for the Khilafah. Imam Raza alayhi salam actually overshadowed the Abbasid Caliphate. And for that reason, you will see that they kept a close eye on everything the Imams did. Besides Salawat. The eighth Imam, he lived for 55 years. 35 years with his father. But unfortunately, as we know, that he was summoned by Harun al-Rashid. And it is said that obviously 14 years before he went to prison, he went with his father to pilgrimage to Mecca. And this was their last meeting. And then Imam went to Baghdad, and Imam Raza, he remained in Medina. And Imam Raza alayhi salam, like his forefathers, wanted to concentrate on teaching the Ummah, on showing them the true way. But once, as we know, Harun Rashid, the evil man that he was, what he had two sons, Mamun and Amin. It's a very important part of history that these two sons were from different mothers. Both wanted to be caliphs. And Harun in his life, he actually gave the Arab part to Amin, and the non-Arab Iran and Turkmenistan, Tajikistan at that time, he gave that to Ma'mun. But what happened is, in his own time, when he had divided this, his son said, "You are worth nothing." So the final days of Harun, it was very tough for him because he had no role to play. But after his death, his sons both fought. And when his sons fought, what happened is that Ma'mun, he got his brother assassinated. And he became the caliph himself. Soon as this greedy man, he becomes caliph, one of his orders was to bring Imam Raza from Medina to Baghdad. The Ahlul Bayt loved the city of Medina, the city of their grandfather. But these rulers, who were always scared and they knew the importance, they summoned them. And when they summoned Imam Raza to Baghdad, as we know, he went from Qom towards Tus, and we have the famous hadith. There's not much time because it's going to be Salat very soon. So just quickly, I want to say that Imam Raza said a beautiful hadith, that Kalimatul la ilaha illallah hisni, faman dakhala hisni amina min azabi. That this narration that whoever, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that Kalimatul la ilaha illallah is my fortress, and whoever enters my fortress, he is free from my punishment. And then he said that I am a condition of this kalima. When Imam reached to this Ma'mun's court, Ma'mun, he said, I leave this khilafah. I leave it and I give it in your favor. It's just a game. Imam, you find well. And one of the problems of the believers, the Shias themselves, is they don't understand the political reasons for the Aima, why they done such. Like for instance, you see Imam Ali having the sword, coming out for jihad, calling people to Siffin and Nahrawan, yet people don't want to fight. Then you have, it's according to the needs of that time. Then you have Imam Hassan with the same Muawiyah, he does sulh. And then we don't understand. We're always questioning it. Then you have Imam Hussein, he uprisings. He uprisings. And then you have Imam Sajjad, who is an eyewitness to the tragedy of Karbala, and then he does not seek revenge. He does not seek revenge at all. But yet Shias themselves were sometimes didn't know what to expect, didn't know what to do. But the Imams, according to the situation, they had to do what they had to do. And this acceptance of being crown prince was imposed. And the conditions that the Imam laid, that I will not take part in any government decision. So what value that being crown prince has? And yet the Shias themselves objected to the Imam being crown prince. Recite salawat. Just one debate of Imam Raza and then inshallah we will finish.
The 50
Just
minutes,
take
about
about
50 minutes.
15 minutes.
You've got 50 minutes.
Okay, recite salawat. This Mamun, he was quite learned himself. He enjoyed having debates. So he would call different scholars from different sects within the Muslims, and he would call from different religions also. But what he really wanted to do is to show the Shias that your Imam cannot answer these questions. Because according to our belief, and which is the true belief, that the Imam is the most knowledgeable of his time. Two things the Imam must possess. First is his knowledge, second is his dua. Whenever he will do dua, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept his dua. When inshallah the Imam of our time comes, we shouldn't have difficulty in accepting him, in recognizing him, because he will be the most knowledgeable. So he wanted to, nullify this belief. For that reason, he organized a grand debate. And the beauty of this was that Imam Raza was not informed. So he wouldn't be prepared for this debate. So when the day came, he told one of the people of his court to go and call the crown prince for this great debate. So this person who goes, he is a believer in Imam Raza's imamat. So when he sees the Imam, he goes, "Oh Imam, they have all gathered up and it's going to be very difficult today because they have all come prepared and you, my Imam, have no time." So his name was Nawfal. So Imam said to him that this is how you believe in me? This is your confidence in me? I will answer them from their own books in their own language. This is the Imam. The person who is following the Imam, seeing the Imam, but yet they didn't understand the quality of the Imam. And it said that the Imam came and he sat on the mimbar. Then he said to Mamun said that, Yabna Rasulullah, these people have some questions that they would like you to answer. So the Imam addressed them and the Imam said, "Will you ask the questions or do you want me to ask you questions?" They said that we are many, so it's best that you ask us the questions. So the Imam turned towards the Christian bishop and the Imam said that you believe Jesus as Ibnullah, you believe in Trinity, but this is not our belief. We believe as Jesus as a prophet, Nabi Allah, and we believe that he was given a book and he was a pious man. but maybe he didn't pay much attention to salat and fasting. Now when the Christian hears this, he says, what are you talking about? With an open court. Don't you know that Jesus, he used to fast during the days and pray at night? This was Jesus' way. So the Imam then turns to him, if so, then who was he being servitude towards? Who was he worshipping? If he is God himself, then who is he doing sajda to? And I will stop here and add that today that you hear people saying Ali Allah, the same thing is, then who was Ali worshipping to? If you saying Ali Rab in Dua Kumail, which is this dua? Mawla Ali taught it to Kumail. Who is he saying Ya Rab, Ya Rab, Ya Rab? So how come you saying the same thing for Mawla? It is said that the miracles of Jesus, Mawla possessed them, no doubt about it. It is said that once he kicked a person, Salman Farsi asked him, he kicked a person, and that person came back to life. And another one, he prayed 2 rakah, and with that, the person came to life. When Salman asked, Mawla, what is this? He's the first to show you that what our power is, and secondly, to show you that we are Allah's servant. So Shia, Ithna Ashri, no way they should be deviated by some misconceptions that people have to say salawat. Then Mawla says to him, open your book. He opens the book and Mawla Riza, he recites from the Bible. And when he closes the Bible, he says that I bear witness, he has read it better than me. The bishop says he has read it better than me. And then Mawla turns to the Jew and he said that why is it that you believe in all the prophets till Moses, and after Moses you don't believe in any prophet? So the Jew, he replied that Hazrat Musa, Moses, he had miracles. He had Yad-e Baida, he had the white shining hand, and he was given a staff. That's why we believe in him. So Imam Raza says that Jesus, he brought the dead to life. Prophet Muhammad, he split the moon. So how come you don't believe? He says, but I didn't see